Hey, welcome my good peeps to UndergroundSun Live, coming to you live from Ojai, California in the Air Studio. Thanks for tuning in. We are glad you're here. Cheers. We are here to liven up the never-ending, what it seems like, dulled our senses year called 2020. It is Saturday night. We're feeling all right. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good time and about to have some more good times with us. We've got an awesome show for you tonight. I've got fun interviews with the always charming singer-songwriter and actor Stephanie Lynn, as well as the always hilarious local audio engineer and co-owner of Carbonite Sound Jason Mariani. We've got music videos from Iggy and the Crazymakers and myself from my latest trip to Joshua Tree. We've got a new segment called the Cocktail Hour, where Allie and I will be making some special drinks. She thinks hers is going to be better than mine, but I don't think so. And then we'll wrap it up with an afro-beat house DJ set from Justin Paul, featuring music from the one and only Ioka. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I'm feeling like nothing is shocking anymore. Nature and the news just keep bringing it, and we're just over it. Wouldn't it be nice to just have a day where nothing dramatic happens? Well, hopefully that's happening tonight, because we want just nature and news and the police and politics and everything to just take a break, fix a drink, chill out with us. Everybody's feeling stressed out. Let's chill that out. So I don't know about you either, but when I am stressed, I forget that exercise helps me to release stress. And I've kind of forgotten for like the past 9 months or so during the pandemic. So I started jogging again, and I was wearing my iWatch, and that thing, it monitors your heart rate, and over the past 9 months it's been like, hey, you're not doing anything, and it kept pinging me, and it was just like, hey, do anything, just stand up. It pings you when just to stand up. Well, I wasn't really paying attention to it. I think it had hope, but then it gave up. So the other day I go for a run, and just for a mile, and I'm running, I'm like huffing and puffing, very out of shape. And my iWatch at the end of the run, like a mile in, is like, hey, are you running? What are you doing? You want me to record this exercise? I'm like, dude, you're a cheeky bastard. Why are you asking me about this now? Can't you tell? Like, you're supposed to save my life if I'm having a heart attack? Anyway, we're trying to do some comedy here at the beginning of the show. There's no audience. You never know how it's going to go. So, anyway, while I was out running, it was smoky. There's a lot of fires going on right now. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to the firefighters out there. There's been a ton of fires going on the West Coast, and our hearts go out to all the folks who have lost something or someone during these catastrophes. And we want to give a shout out to all the firefighters who are putting themselves in harm's way. Now, a couple years ago in Ojai here, we had massive fires all around the town. And several of our friends lost their homes and other meaningful items. In fact, our friends Oliwa of Radio Skies and Simon Phillips lost their music studios. In the aftermath of these fires, the air quality was so horrible in Ojai for like a month. And there was one day in the middle of all of it when the winds changed for a few hours and it cleared up for a little bit. And that's when we were lucky enough to pull all the members of Iggy and the Crazymakers together to shoot a music video. And when we started shooting the video, even though we were inside, the air quality was pretty good. But by the end of the shoot, it was horrible. The winds had shifted again. And I don't know if you know this, but it didn't really matter that we were inside a house. The smoke and the ash can get anywhere. So big shout outs to the band members for braving the conditions to shoot this video. So please join us by getting up and dancing to celebrate and thank the firefighters for all their valiant efforts. This song is dedicated to them. It's called All Cut Up by Iggy and the Crazymakers.
Started out right, believe me, we were tight. We get through the honeymoon and then we start to fight. I know all caught up. It's always when I'm feeling fine that I begin to get caught up. All caught up. You're telling me things. I found that diamond ring. It seems like you want another puppet on a string. I know when something just ain't right. Ain't right. I know when something just ain't right. You got me all caught up, not singing like I used to. All caught up, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's always when I'm feeling fine that I begin to get caught up. All caught up. It's always when I'm feeling fine that I begin to get caught up. All caught up. Something tells me that I may be a little bit crazy. Why can't I see that you never cease to amaze me? I know when something just ain't right, ain't right. I know when something just ain't right. You got me all caught up, not singing like I used to. All caught up, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's always when I'm feeling fine that I begin to get caught up. All caught up. It's always when I'm feeling fine that I begin to get caught up. All caught up. It's always when I'm feeling fine that I begin to get caught up. All caught up. It's always when I'm feeling fine that I begin to get caught up.
Man, dancing burns calories. Haha, we were all bopping around here in the Airstream, and because my heart rate went up, my iWatch just pinged me, and it asked if I was twerking, which, of course, I was. Okay. Before we meet up with Stephanie Lynn, I want to take a minute to pay some respects to the Black Lives Matter movement, and especially Breonna Taylor. We mourn for you and George Floyd and so many others. From everyone here at UndergroundSun, our hearts go out to you, your families, and everyone hurt simply because of the color of your skin. Our show is in honor of you and in honor of Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg. What a hero. All of your legacies will live on. Okay. Now, I am super excited to bring Stephanie Lynn onto the show. Steph and I have worked together on music for a bunch of years, and we're neighbors in Venice. She's acted in commercials, TV shows, movies that you've seen or will see soon enough. And she writes and performs music under her given name as well as Bella Mare. She is a sweetheart and just had her first kid named Maximus, who is adorable. With her, how is he that damn cool husband, Bryden. So let's bring Steph onto the show, shall we?
Whoa, the water is rising.
Hello.
Hey Steph, how's it going? How
Good.
are you? How's everybody? Everybody healthy over there?
Everybody's healthy. Very
Good.
healthy.
Good. I heard that your little one isn't much of a sleeper.
He's not. There's too many exciting things he's afraid he's going to miss out on in the world. So he's like a catnapper.
FOMO
and-
baby.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He actually came 5 weeks early on the day of our baby shower because he heard there was a party going on. So
I want in. In on that.
I don't want to miss this. Why am I in here?
Oh, Maximus.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so having a baby during the pandemic, that's seems like pretty good timing, you know? I mean, especially, you know, because like some of the day gigs are kind of like occupationally challenged, you know, acting and music are Hollywood's kind of shut down. Music you can't play live. So fortunately, you've got a lot of other stuff that's like already done and dusted and ready to come out.
Yeah.
You have a
Yes.
really big one. What's that one all about? A feature-length film.
Yeah. Super exciting. I wrote a feature film with my best friend, who's also from Vermont, and it takes place in Vermont, obviously, and it's a fun love story, but mostly a love story about two best friends and the maple syrup industry.
Sweet.
And one of the best friends meets a guy who happens to work for a kind of evil maple syrup conglomerate that is threatening to take over kind of the age-old family farm model of maple syrup production in Vermont. So, of course, this caused a rift with the two best friends and all of that. But it's a really sweet story, and it is all shot and edited and ready to go. And it's just waiting for the right time to come out, since, there are no theaters. The drive-in movies, which sounds fun. I actually haven't gotten a chance to try that yet. With the 7-month-old baby, it's been hard to leave the house anyway. So it is convenient that there's a pandemic, so we don't all have to have FOMO.
Right. Well, that sounds awesome. Soulmates. Oh man, we'll look out for that for sure. I'm hoping to see it streaming soon or at a drive-in. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it may come out on a streaming service. We'll see.
Cool.
We're waiting to hear what the final decision is on the placement for it once things start, getting up and running again in the industry. Yeah. I think things are slowly but surely starting up.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been interesting.
Well, and you have another movie as well that's in production, or it's already done or getting close to done. Like, you went to Paradise and shot a movie, just whatever. Like, what?
Yeah, my husband and I actually shot a film together. He grew up in Maui, in Hawaii, so he always wanted to make a film that is the love story to the place he grew up and really showcase Hawaii in a way that he feels like a lot of other films don't really properly represent what it's like to really live in Hawaii. So sorry, I think my baby just woke up, so I got distracted. He's fine.
Oh, Maximus.
The super husband can step in for a minute.
Right.
So we shot a movie in Hawaii, actually the year that we got married there. So we got to go to Hawaii 3 different times, which is amazing.
Rough life.
So that was a very cool experience. And yeah, we're just in the finishing phases of that film as well, so that we'll have another film ready to go once things are up and running. And it seems like content is going to very much be required, since, we've all rewatched every 80s and 90s movie now. Am I right?
Yeah, seriously.
And all the series have kind of run out of their last season. So we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. The next year, anybody who's got anything to put out, it's time. It's ready. It's like, yeah. Well, so 2 big movies. You've also been in like tons of commercials and TV shows and everything and like that. And you've actually been in one of my favorite shows, How I Met Your Mother, and which is like with one of my favorite actors too. So Jason Segel, and he lives here in Ojai. I saw him the other day. Well, it was a few months ago, but at the grocery store. Just
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
I used to have a huge crush on him. I mean, I would say I still do, but my husband would get mad.
Well, let's not get you in trouble. But that must have been fun working on that show. Oh,
it was really fun. It was so much fun. Definitely one of the best film and TV experiences I've had. Just such a great set full of people that have clearly had a great time filming I was on the last season, so it had been 10 years, and they really were a family. And, they had a ice cream sundae bar on set, which was really awesome. And everybody was just so nice and funny and professional. And I actually was so impressed with Neil Patrick Harris, especially. He just had flown in. I think he was shooting a film in Idaho or something, somewhere in the Midwest, and he had just flown a red eye and got to set and came right on, and just, it's so lovely and professional, even though he was clearly exhausted, had a spider bite on his thumb. So
that's where the ice cream bar comes in handy, so he can get a sugar rush before he goes on set.
Spend the whole day at the ice cream bar in between takes.
Nice. Well, let's talk a little bit about music, though, because obviously acting is super important, but so is music. And you've got 2 projects. Obviously you've got your namesake, Stephanie Lynn music, but also Bella Mare. Can you tell me a little bit about the difference between those two? Why 2 personas?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to kind of divert into a more electronic and mystical creature kind of vibe. I had fun creating this whole other persona, and it just didn't really make sense to have all the music under the same name, since they really are very different. And yeah, it's also kind of fun to take it on like a character.
Yeah.
And, as an actress, that was an exciting, fun idea for me. And then just allowed me to really free up and move away from any constraints that I felt like I had, since I had been creating a certain style of music, and I just really wanted to explore a completely different side of myself. And so it allowed me to just let it all go and start fresh and really get creative.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting to be able to take on different personas. Now you have 1, you have 2, you can go in any direction. If you decided to do classical music or something, or like something completely out there, just why not create another persona?
Yeah.
It frees you up. Yeah. So you've had a lot of success with the Broken Before album, especially through the American Airlines placement on their entertainment system. I think you have a funny story about one of your co-writers with that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been really exciting and fun just to have the music reach a whole new audience of people that I don't know if they would have found me otherwise. So that's been awesome. And yeah, I got a message recently from one of the co-writers of one of the songs on the album, Sinking Ship. And we had kind of a funny story of how we met and wrote the song. We actually met in an improv class in Hollywood. And then he found out that I was also a singer. I think came to one of my shows, and then he said, I play guitar and I actually have a bunch of songs that I've written and would love to see if you would want to use any of them, and you could write melody and lyrics if you like it. And, he just wrote music for fun and had played guitar forever and was a really good guitarist, but wasn't trying to be a musician professionally. And so, yeah, we wrote that song years ago. And then recently he got a check in the mail.
Nice.
From his BMI for his songwriting. Yeah. And he was, what is this? And then he said he did some research and he figured out where it came from. And he was so excited. And he hit me up and he was like, this is so cool. I've been making music for all these years and I never really intended to make money from it. And I'm just so excited that you're making money and I'm making money and it's on American Airlines. That's so cool. So he was pumped, and he posted this cool thing on Facebook just saying, hey, you never know, keep creating. You never know when something's going to come from it. And it was just a really fun, positive feedback to get and made me really happy.
Oh, that's so cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that song is very cool too, and the music video is awesome. It gets to show off actually both your musicianship, of course, but a lot of your acting chops too. It's like it's really really clever.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll show it here in just a second. But yeah, please, if you want to check out Steph's music, go on to any of your streaming services. And man, it's been such a great pleasure to reconnect with you and chat with you. Thanks so much for being on the show, Steph.
Thank you. This is so fun and nice to see you and reconnect with you.
Yes. Aloha. Is that what that says? Yeah.
Aloha. My Yeti water bottle.
Oh, yeah. Keep it down over there. You're
doing a commercial for it.
You're making too much noise. Don't wake up Maximus.
Well, yeah, so that's why I keep the top off the water bottle, because it squeaks when you open it. And everything is to try not to wake up the baby.
Right.
I say we live in The Quiet Place, you know, the movie where if you make a noise, the monster will kill you.
Oh.
That's pretty much our lives.
Oh,
Go around.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. And let's go check out Sinking Ship, the music video. Roll it.
Gray sky matches my mood today. Flat and cold, not even blue, just gray. I'm paddling desperate, trying to escape. Building storm that threatens our fate. Whoa, the water is rising. Whoa, our boat's sprung a leak. It's fine if we rock back and forth with the tide. But this relationship's long been capsized. The water is coming up faster and faster. I know we're heading straight for disaster. Whoa, the water is rising. Whoa, our boat's sprung a leak. To you, but want to release. I want to release.
Wow, what a cool music video that was, Steph. Thanks for sharing it with us. Now, I have the pleasure of bringing Jason Mariani onto the show. Jason is an audio engineer extraordinaire. We're very lucky that he has brought his world-class talent for sound capturing and manipulation from New York and LA to our little town here in Ojai. He is co-owner of Carbonite Sound, the amazing facility that he works out of every day, and it's literally right down the street. Let's meet Jason, shall we? Jason, come in. All right. Hello, hello, hello.
How are you doing?
Welcome to the show.
Pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you in my little studio compared to your humongous studio.
Well, they all do the same thing.
They do. They use these things.
Yes, they
the
do.
Microphones.
Mm-hmm.
So, Carbonite Sound. Can you tell us a little bit about the name?
Sure. Well, the studio was formerly known as Brethren Studios that I was involved in, and I was separating from a couple partners, my friends Jesse Siebenberg and Todd Hannigan, and Dan Grimm was coming in to kind of join forces. And we were just trying to figure out it's a new thing, so we need to figure out a new name. Went through a list of literally hundreds of different names. Yeah. Everything was either too stupid, too dorky, which is hard to believe, or like a million other places already had the name, and now with the internet, you want to be able to be searchable pretty well.
Sure.
And both of us happen to like Star Wars, and the name Carbonite, the word Carbonite just kind of rolled off the tongue really well, and it kept. We kept thinking, all right, that's cool, maybe, and just kept kind of cycling around, and eventually it was just like, no, we keep coming back to this, so it's got to be it.
That's great.
So,
and it was available.
it was available.
Amazing.
Yeah, there were no other studios called Carbonite in any way, shape, or form on the planet that we could find.
Not in the Outer Rim or anything?
No, not on the Outer Rim. No, definitely not in the core worlds, for sure. No. So
Both of us are Star Wars nerds.
Yes.
Truth be told.
we're at the point where we have a tauntaun on the wall. So, yes.
And did I hear that you're going to get frozen in carbonite at some point?
We're hoping to, yeah. We're hoping to get molds of ourselves frozen in carbonite someday.
That's
put them up on the wall and really kind of do it up.
Oh my God. Amazing. I want an honorary one.
Once we figure out how it's being done,
Yeah.
we'll figure out if we can figure out some sort of a Groupon thing or something.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, one of the things that I know this guy from is the way that he experiments with sound. And we've hung out a million times, and he's told me all these crazy stories. And there was one in particular where you were talking about how you had pieces of tape strewn everywhere in the studio. Can you tell us about that one?
Sure. This was kind of early on when I was really just learning this stuff. And when I first started, we were still recording the tape, but we were mostly just using like 2-inch tape machines that you would use for like lots of tracks together. And the studio that I worked in, it just happened to have lots of like 4-track tape machines, half-inch machines, and then 2-track 1/4-inch machines. So I started learning about tape loops and things that people used to do by that point, because this was in the 90s, and now you could do it differently.
Right.
But I wanted to still just teach myself how things were done. So you would just start I would usually start with like a click sound or something that was useless, and then use effects to turn it into something, and then create loops and then put them to the tape machines. And then you would figure out where your loops started and ended, and then you would edit that. And in order to kind of keep them, you had to have the tape tensioned. Like the tape needs to be in tension the whole way, but if these loops are bigger than the machine, then you have to use a mic stand to kind of, as like something that it wraps around and kind of goes through.
Right.
So I did have this one night or weekend, whatever it might have been, like where I just decided I was going crazy and just going to figure all this stuff out. So between the control room where like the console and things are, and the recording rooms, I had something like 9 tape machines rolling in different ways, shapes, or forms, and different lengths of things, and totally thought I was by myself, and it was just this weird, trippy soundscape that I had been creating, and I'm just sitting at the console and enjoying myself and just kind of figuring it out.
Watching the tapes go
Yeah,
around.
watching everything go. That's as hypnotic as the sound was. You know, I got walked in on by my boss, who just had no idea what the hell I was doing. You know, he just kind of walked in, looked at me, and just kind of shook his head and just went, "Have fun," and just kind of walked out.
Okay. You weren't fired. That's
No,
good.
no. That was kind of encouraged. You know. Like,
Okay.
I was a staff engineer. The more I knew, the more I could do for them.
Well, and that comes across in what you do at Carbonite, because we did a session there recently. Well, it was back in February, right before the pandemic kicked in, which amazing timing.
Yeah.
And so we were doing recording my record, and so you set up we had a 4-piece drum set. So that's like a snare, a kick, 1 and 2 toms, and then a couple of cymbals.
Mm-hmm.
And you
I
went
believe.
crazy.
Yeah, I know. I did. I definitely, like, there's people out there just going, "Why?" You know, like, it's kind of overkill. Kind of. It's definitely overkill. But in the sense of, I think it was 27 microphones that wound up on it, 27 or 28 mics.
Yeah.
And really, it's just a matter of, like, in modern recording, especially with a project like yours, where you want to have so many options to go in so many different directions.
Yeah.
We all have plenty of processors, but if you can capture lots of different concepts of what the drum kit could be in one felt swoop, then you in essence have a million things to play with from song to song as you go. Right, because these days with budgets, you don't really, like where they are, you don't really have the ability to sculpt a drum sound for just one song.
Right.
And then spend the whole day on that one song and then
Right.
move on. It's easier to have the options to just turn things off you don't like for that song rather than wish you had them later.
Right.
And then I went a little nuts.
Well, we have a Mixdown episode that is being finished right now, but we have a little teaser from it that we'd like to show you. It's about 3 minutes, and kind of shows a little bit of the crazy ass drum setup that you have, 27 or 28 mics.
Yeah,
So
whatever it was.
yeah, let's take a look at that.
Hey Sundogs, I'm in Ojai, California at Carbonite Sound recording the basic tracks for my own solo album. Now, you recognize this place before if you've watched other Mixdown episodes. This is Brethren Studios, but it's now been rebranded as Carbonite Sound. I've brought together some of my favorite musicians from Ojai that you might recognize from other Mixdown episodes, and my favorite music producer, Will Robertson from Atlanta. I've put together this all-star cast along with Jason Mariani, the recording engineer and part owner of this studio, to create my album, and I can't wait to show you around. So let's turn it up and mix it down.
UndergroundSun is an independent record label and music studio. We're here to connect with the music community by sharing our unconventional knowledge and by creating conversation about songwriting, recording and production techniques, and all things music business. Welcome to the Mixdown.
When we use the term recording the basics, we're talking about recording the foundational rhythm elements. So that means drums, bass, guitars, keyboards. Anything that lays down the rhythm. So I'm gonna pass it over to Jason, and he's gonna take you through all the crazy setups that he's got rolling for this recording session.
Hey, I'm Jason. This is Carbonite Sound, and this is a crazy-ass drum setup. Way too many microphones for way too small of a kit, but it's definitely worth doing every once in a while, for modern production anyway. Well, on the snare, standard initially is an SM57 on the top here. Just unscrewed and then held at an elbow and taped so that it's easier to get rejection from the hi-hat while pointing at the snare and getting some distance. On the top of the snare, the other snare mic is some weird old EV broadcast microphone, the model number of which I have no idea. And you can't find it on it, it just says dynamic microphone on the actual badge. So the bottom snare mic is a Biodynamic M160, which is a small ribbon microphone, hypercardioid, pointing away from the strainers, basically trying to keep it equidistant from the bottom head as the 57 is from the top of the head, so that they'll be perfectly out of phase, so I can flip the phase on the bottom head. And making sure that the strainers are not right at where the mic is pointing so that it doesn't get too much sizzle, because they're gonna get there. So that's a simple one. The 57 and the 160 are slightly EQ'd, and that's it. This particular one is getting smashed through a compressor, so it's getting a lot of like the ring of the snare itself and the body of it that can be kind of snuck underneath all of it.
All right. There it is. So
Yeah.
the new Mixdown episode's coming soon, and it is like 20 minutes of the explanation of all the crazy mics. Yeah. Not just the drums. We got bass and
Sure,
guitars
everything used.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Very true.
But it's very entertaining.
Mildly drum-centric.
Yeah. Well, I'm a drummer, really, originally,
works.
so it makes sense. Now, I want to mention, because we do live streaming, but you and Carbonite also do live streaming.
Yeah, we started doing a series we're calling Carbonite Live, and it's rather than the format you're doing, we're basically doing it in the studio, but we're slowly working it to the point where it just feels like a live show. It is a live show, basically, but obviously without a crowd there.
Right.
So bands are able to come in. We have a system now where we have an 8-camera setup, and we
Wow.
do live switching. And yeah, we've recently invested in all kinds of like stage lighting and things like that. So everything can be computer controlled now.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh yeah. One more thing to keep an eye on.
I have watched a few of them, and they're awesome, and they sound amazing, of course.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you very much.
have 87 mics on the drums. and-
Yeah, I don't go that crazy for those. I keep it a little bit more straightforward, but
Right.
it's a lot of fun because I've spent so much time basically as studio guy,
Yeah.
where you get to be, even though like we might get a bunch of sounds up that'll work for lots of songs on a record, you still move slowly from one song to the next. And whereas with a live situation, I basically have to like I'm flying by the seat of my pants
Right.
at the faders, trying to interact effects with the band and things to inspire them while
Yeah.
they're still doing
Yeah.
things, and it's a lot of fun. It's nerve-wracking, but
Intense.
yeah, more than a little bit, but a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Very cool. Well, if you want to check out some of their live shows, go to carbonitesound.com. And I think it's a little portal where you
Yeah, you'll get
pay a
over
few
to the
bucks
Carbonite
and-
Live page. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a couple that are up there where the paywall's been removed, but
Oh.
you get to find them on your own.
Okay. Sneak around.
Yeah.
But give him a few bucks. Come on. It's worth it. He's working hard over there.
I'm trying.
Well, thank you for being here on the show.
Thank you for
Really
having me.
appreciate it. Please go to their website, carbonitesound.com, to learn more about the amazing studio and to check out their live stream concerts. So thanks for being here, and we're going to carry on with some more show.
All right.
So
All right.
we'll meet you outside there in a
Cool, man.
minute.
Right.
Awesome. I'm gonna slide over here into the captain's chair. So, a few weeks ago, I went out to one of my favorite places on earth, Joshua Tree, and I brought a bunch of my musical gear, and I worked on music all week. It's something that I like to do. It's kind of like a personal journey. And I've written a lot of my music for my upcoming album Out There. And while I was there, I recorded a live take of my vocals and an acoustic guitar, along with the backing tracks that we recorded at Carbonite, to a song that I wrote out there called Tree Pose. A version of this will be on my upcoming album, and I wanted to kind of share that experience with you of where I was and where I recorded this. So I hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, just wanted to give you a quick glimpse into what I like to do on my vacations. So I've rented an Airbnb and I've brought all of my gear. So I've got my drum set here, all mic'd up. I've got some guitars, basses, synthesizers, my vocal mic, and my Pro Tools setup over here, along with some camera gear, of course. And in the back, you'll see I rented a place that has a record player, a cool amp, and a bunch of vinyl. So that's been fun to listen to. And of course, I bring some lighting, candles, and whatnot to make it look and feel more vibey. So now I want to play you a song, and I recorded that earlier outside, right outside in the backyard here in Joshua Tree. Enjoy. Cheers. All right. That is my Joshua Tree experience. That song has a lot of deep meaning to me. I was reading this book actually at the time, the autobiography of a yogi, while I was out there. And it's just great to go back out there and record that song with all of the amazing instrumentation that we got at Carbonite Sound, and to perform it in its place of origin. And one thing that you didn't see in that music video is while I was rehearsing for it the day before, I had my guitar down in the sand and on the stand, and setting up the lights and the cameras and just kind of in the microphone and just kind of testing it out. And so I start playing along and I've got all the stuff going, and I'm like halfway through the song, and all of a sudden, boosh, scorpion stung me right here. And it must have like crawled up into the guitar, like where the guitar and the strap met, because I was just down in the sand, and it stung me, and it was it hurt so bad. Oh my god, I have it on video, and someday I will share that. But anyway, what's also crazy about that is that Allie, right soon afterwards, got stung by a scorpion in Sedona. She was on a trip out there. And so now we are about to have a cocktail competition between the two scorpion stung people. I call it the Battle of the Stung. Anyway, so leading into the cocktail hour, I want to give a shout out to Revel Kombucha, who has offered up a bunch of kombucha for our competition, and also this hoodie that we're going to give away, along with one of the UndergroundSun t-shirts, which we have. Let's see, this is just one of them. We have a bunch of different colors, but that's what you might get if you have RSVP'd to this event, or if you sign up on the UndergroundSun website. So if you go now, even now, you can go there, undergroundsun.com, and there's a little thing right up on the, I think it's the left side of the screen. Just put your email in there, and you'll be entered to win both of those awesome prizes, or prizes from future episodes. So please join us, follow us, join in the fun, and win some stuff. Yeah. So let's go to the cocktail making hour. You know what that means? That means I need to get out of here, and I'm just going to go over to my kitchen, and that's where we're going to shoot this. So we'll see you there. All right.
We gonna make some drinks.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever cocktail hour on UndergroundSun Live. I am here with Allie, the marketing manager here at UndergroundSun, and my competitor in the drink off. We are going to be making a couple of drinks.
That we are. We're going to be making some drinks today, and we're going to be featuring some local Ojai brands.
Yes.
We've got Rebel Kombucha here today. We also are featuring Chirot, distilled here locally in Ojai. And we've got some...
We got some Ojai Beverage Company branded or selected Woodford Reserve. And that is going to go into my special drink, which is a Black Manhattan. What are you making?
I am making a Mezcal kombucha cocktail with some lime and some bitters and some mint and some Chirot. Nice. All from, most of our stuff has been purchased at Ojai Beverage, so we are big fans of them.
And the owner of Rebel Kombucha actually lives across the street, Adam. He's an awesome person, and you should check out their kombucha. It's delicious. I don't know if it's going to be as delicious in your drink as my drink is going to be, though. So we'll have to find out. So, shall we get started?
I think we should. Let's get started. Who's going first?
Well, I will. All right, so I'm making a Black Manhattan, which has 2 portions of this Woodford Reserve. You can also use a rye. It's got 1 portion of the Amaro Averna. It's got a little bit of chocolate bitters in it and a little cherry. And then I'm going to actually scrape off a little bit of orange from my orange tree and light it up.
Your orange tree.
My orange tree. Yeah, I've just got orange trees.
His orange tree, yep.
My orchard.
He's got an orchard out the back. I'm not sure if you guys knew about that orchard.
So, all right, let's get started. 2 in here. And what I'm going to do is actually make 4, already spilling. 4 drinks for 1 for you and 1 for me, so we can try them out. And then we have 2 judges, which you'll meet later. So I gotta just start pouring some in here. I gotta start speeding it up here.
Speeding up the process.
Yep. And the way that I like to make these drinks is a little bit heavier on the bourbon, so I'm gonna pour a little extra one in there. That's my style.
Yep.
So I'll go a little bit lighter on the Amaro. And there's, that was a little heavy. All right, that was a little heavy too.
A little heavy over there, I don't know. Kind of losing control over there.
Okay, and now let's, measure out the perfect.
Measuring really clearly.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And then I do not a lot of people do this, but I like to shake mine.
Shake it up.
I've got some ice in here. And, a little James Bond style. Oh, thank you.
Out.
That's perfect. And then I can just go and pour these out. And one of the things about Black Manhattans is, so you have the chocolate bitters and you have the Amaro, and so it gives you kind of a darker tone, but because I've shaken it up, it gives it back a little bit of this caramely color. And you can tell that I have definitely made these kind of big, which is great. And then I throw a little cherry on top. Yum to the yum. And I've got my little spoon. Okay, so I made this in 6th grade. It's called Unga Bunga. It's my high art.
He's bringing the nostalgia into it. Yep. So that's another little trick that he's got up his sleeve. Yep.
Throw a little cherry in there with a little bit of the juice. Sweeten it up a little. Yes.
I must say, I'm kind of impressed. Yeah.
All right. So the last little piece is scraping some of this guy. Whoop. I've never used this before, so.
I've got an amateur.
Come on, I am definitely an amateur on this. Come on, I'm gonna cut myself.
I've cut myself multiple times on those.
And then apparently this is what bartenders do. I'm not a bartender, but they light this thing on fire. And I guess it catches fire? I don't know.
Something like that.
My oranges don't catch fire. And do a little bit of that. We'll just speed this process up. Oops, we'll do that, whatever. Just make sure they taste from this side. And normally I'd put one in each. Maybe I'll do that while you're
I like your program, using the same one for each.
Yeah. Well, it's
sharing. Yeah. Sharing the love.
Yep.
Spread the love.
I'm gonna scrape a little bit more of this while you make your drinks. So here we go. Black Manhattan.
Are you gonna? Yeah. All right, go for it. I guess I'll go for it too.
Oh yeah.
Should we bring our judges in?
Well, sure.
Judges.
Cheers. So we have Dustin here, who is part of the UndergroundSun team on the brand guru, the brand master.
All the cool logos, yeah.
Yep, all that, like that. He made that.
Gnosis.
And then JP.
What's up?
DJ extraordinaire.
Here you go, fellas.
All right, I gotta say this looks pretty good
Have a
watching it.
sip.
Okay, here we go.
Cheers, guys.
Oh yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sophisticated.
Oh,
A little sweetness, a little fruitiness.
A little boozy.
smoky,
Little on the
and
boozy side.
I'm noticing a little bit of booze in there.
Just a little. Just a little bit of booze.
I can't taste any booze in here.
None at all.
That's fantastic. Very nice.
Very nice. Well done, sir.
thank you.
I think it's nice too.
All right, well, I look forward
Nice.
to coming back for.
Okay, yeah, go enjoy those.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out.
Yeah, they're looking forward to trying mine for sure after this.
So what are you gonna make?
So I am going to make a Mezcal kombucha cocktail. It's kind of like a Mezcal mule in a sense, a Mezcal kombucha mule. I'm using a little bit of Madre Mezcal, which I love. This is my favorite. Get this going here. So I'm missing a step. Sorry, guys. So we're going to do a little tahini rim here. It can be ever so slight, or it can be I usually like doing a good half rim because then people have the option of having the rim or not.
I appreciate that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good. And then, so I'm just gonna get these going.
You definitely have the aesthetics down.
Yeah, I know that. Thank you.
Someone's confident. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely have the aesthetics down, guys. But I don't have the nostalgia. That's what I'm missing. So I don't have nothing from my childhood here today.
No.
But now I know for next time, the childhood needs to come into play. So then I ice up the glasses here.
Yes.
As you can see. Iced. And then I take the Madre Mezcal, and we're doing about a 2-ounce pour of Mezcal here.
That stuff's dangerous for me.
Actually, we have a little story with the Mezcal and the scorpion. So usually, with the scorpion in the Mezcal, that tends to be a thing. DF and I recently have both been stung by scorpions at different times, but within the same 2 weeks. And that was a really interesting situation. So if anyone has any insight into, any sort of like spirit animal or totem sort of situations, let us know. I was trying to figure that out. None have been really coming to me. But we're feeling like there's some sort of interesting, something going on that's just connecting us both to the scorpion and what it means. So.
Well, and I was told that, Dustin told me that the blood, it stays in your blood, the poison stays in your blood forever.
Yeah, so we're both
Is that true?
poisoned we're both poisoned forever,
Poisoned
I guess.
forever.
Or not poisoned, but venomed.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So this is Chirot. This is distilled. This is my favorite, personally, aloe liqueur, distilled locally here distilled in Camarillo. But yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful, very like herbaceous aloe liqueur. And so I've got 2 ounces of Mezcal, 2 ounces of Chirot, and then I'm topping with, I'm missing the lime. Sorry, guys. Gotta cut these limes. And I do a half squeeze, or not half squeeze, but a half of lime in each drink.
It's a very complicated drink.
It's very complex, yeah. Only the most complex and sophisticated individuals can really get behind this one. So just want to mention that.
You're really pulling for the online vote, aren't you?
The online vote?
Yeah.
I'm pulling for every vote, DF. That's what I'm pulling for tonight. I don't know about you.
I mean,
I thought I was gonna surefire win with mine, but this is some stiff competition here.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
So I've got the lime in there now. And then I top with some kombucha. This happens to be Revel's current Pink Moment kombucha on tap. It's hibiscus, orange, and ginger. So that's kind of what makes this like a little bit of a mule in a sense, because it's kind of like a ginger beer, but healthier. You've got your probiotics and all the healthy, it's a very healthy botanical. So, I think we're all trying to be a lot more healthy these days and just sort of like stay on our health and everything. So
I'm gonna feel a lot better drinking this.
Right. So you can wake up tomorrow morning, still, get your jog in, get your surf or whatever you're into these days. What am I doing? So then the mint comes into play here. So do a little bit of this. Got that in there.
You slapping the mint?
Slapping the mint. Gotta get the slap down. So when you do this kind of opens up the oils and gets everything very aromatic in the whole program.
I smell it.
Yeah, I bet you
That
do.
is. She is kicking my ass right now.
And then some lime wheels.
Come on.
So that.
Seriously?
Yeah, I didn't light anything on fire today, but just keeping things nice and simple. Nice and simple. So
I'm screwed.
So that is that, and this is my Revel kombucha and Madre Mezcal cocktail.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
My God.
You guys, come enter.
Well, you definitely
Nice
showed
little-
you up on the garnish, right?
Nice little.
I am in
I
trouble.
brought this back for a tasting.
Okay. Oh
taste
yeah. Okay.
comparison.
Right.
Wow, she's got you on presentation.
All right,
See about
guys.
that.
As
Cheers.
usual.
Presentation.
As usual.
Cheers,
yeah.
cheers,
All right.
cheers.
All right. Oh man, it's a tough competition here.
Yes.
Good. That is good.
I definitely think that they're so complimentary based on what you're doing.
Oh.
This is like late night at the study. This is
Who's studying these days?
I usually study with bourbon.
yeah. This is like poolside.
Who's studying these days?
Well, this is very much Ojai poolside. Yeah.
Poolside. That's
Very
the
much-
vibe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
torn because you know how much I love poolside and DJing by the poolside.
Right.
But I do love my bourbon.
He loves studying. He loves to study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
so it's a toss-up.
How can you have a loser when everyone's winning?
Yeah, can we have a tie? Are we allowed to have a tie here?
So
Are we allowed to have a
going
tie?
bourbon? You're going. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go this way.
I
What do you think, DP?
don't usually like mezcal, but at all. Usually makes me.
I had a feeling this would be
It is sophisticated.
the
I
drink.
can understand.
It's incredible. Honestly, people, like this is seriously an amazing drink.
Yeah, this is very Ojai.
I am
Very
blown
well.
away.
No, they're both fantastic. I'm gonna lean this way though.
All right. All right.
I'm
going
leaning this
mezcal.
way too. I gotta say.
You're leaning
I am.
this way.
I
love
lose.
that.
I lose. I lose.
Oh, you're taking the loss.
I lose.
All right,
Sorry.
guys.
Whether, I hope you like my drink, but
I
like
did,
this
but
better.
she definited wins on presentation and
Yeah.
just for being original, you know.
Yeah,
Original.
if you want to get close
And
to
I love bourbon,
Very
you know this.
Yeah.
We've polished off many bourbon drinks in our life.
we have.
The truth of the matter is mezcal is where it's at these days, and yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm voting for mine.
Of course. Okay. All right. Cheers to the winner.
Cheers to the winner.
Winner.
Yay!
Allie wins.
I figured, guys.
Oh my
I
gosh.
kind of knew. I kind of knew this whole time.
All right, let's.
So we are going to be doing this cocktail hour in our future episodes. Hopefully we're gonna have some amazing bartenders from Ojai coming around from the, what is it, the Spirits Cabinet?
Ojai Spirits Cabinet.
The society.
It's an underground society, Underground Sun Society of bartenders.
Nice.
Yep.
But they're gonna be here making drinks like professionals. I mean, you're a professional. This is professional.
I don't know, guys.
Whew, okay. Anyway, they will be here to continue our cocktail hour as we do this month to month. I can't wait to see what they bring. But now, what time is it? It's time to dance.
Time
it's
to
time
dance.
to dance. So, let's go to JP's set.